Mike Tirico from NBC Sports into the conversation. Mike, good morning. It is so good to see you. We appreciate your joining us. So let's talk about how this all came about. Goodell's actions came a day after that remarkable video that we just saw from the NFL players. He even quoted some of what they said. But we know that these demands for change have been going on for years within the NFL. So what happened? What changed?
Yeah, Kristen, I think the general tone of the conversation nationally really forced the hand of a lot of folks. And Roger Goodell, as so many, was personally affected by this. When he woke up Friday, he felt like there was a need to say something and to speak out. And by getting together with the National Football League folks, put out that video last night. You know, the league has done a lot in terms of listening after the Colin Kaepernick uproar. The $44 million that the league has donated to a lot of different causes regarding this, $20 million that they pledged earlier this week. But this is about actions, and the league knows that, and Roger Goodell knows that. I think this was one of the more significant actions towards getting some true impactful change through the NFL and its players.
And Mike, the league has certainly done a lot. The question is, do they need to do more? Notably absent from Roger Goodell's statements was the name Colin Kaepernick, not mentioned once there. Kaepernick was basically forced out of the league in 2016 after taking a knee, just 32 years old, looking for a second shot. Does the league need to apologize to Kaepernick? Will a team give him a new look?
Peter, that's the question I think a lot of folks asked as soon as they saw the Goodell video. Okay, the video is a very strong statement from the highest ranking person in the league and probably the most powerful person in sports on the executive side. Now, will it mean anything because Colin Kaepernick's words were not in that statement? The statement has a lot of strong things to say. Let's not put one and two together and say that each one doesn't have its own significance. I don't know if this is going to get Kaepernick another shot back in the league, but I do know that Colin Kaepernick's issue will never be fully resolved because of whatever time he has not been able to play in the league. However, the league coming up with this workout that you're looking at from last November that didn't work out for a variety of reasons was their first attempt. Let's see if there's another attempt by any team to bring Kaepernick back in. But I think the league isn't going to clean up the issues that were left from Kaepernick by a statement or actions. That's going to be a separate issue, in my opinion.
And, Mike, let's talk about another big figure, Drew Brees. He made some controversial comments. He apologized for them. And then President Trump criticized that apology. Drew Brees overnight wrote to the president saying, quote, "I realize this is not an issue about the American flag. It has never been. We can no longer use the flag to turn people away or distract them from the real issues that face our black communities." That posted on social media. I guess the question, Mike, once NFL season resumes, do you expect to see more players taking a knee?
Kristen, everyone's asking that question. It looks like there'll be more of the protests, and the league has even embraced some of the protests by the Goodell statement yesterday. So there's a distinct possibility of that. I thought that the Brees response to the president's comment was very strongly received by his teammates in a very positive way. So as Drew tries to make up for what he said and do the listening process in this, I think that will go a long way with his team. It will be interesting to see what the next step is regarding how much reaction from the president's side becomes part of what is the NFL reaction as we go through the football season next year.
Well, we know that athletes have a long and rich history of calling for social change, and so it continues. Mike Tirico, thank you so much for your perspective.
You've got it. Thanks, Kristen. Thanks, Peter.